behavior is today a major cause for increasing criminal tendencies, especially among the youth. Most global communities are collapsing under the yoke of declining parental authority and upbringing, societal collective value system, and governmental control through policies and law enforcement. This worrying concern is the bane for cultism, thuggery, robbery, kidnap, violent attacks, and other forms of criminality bedeviling the society in recent times. Here in Borno, adverse socio-economic effects of the nearly 13 years of Boko Haram insurgency is contributing to many criminal tendencies, especially among the youth. How can we nip this criminal behavior in the bud and return to a value-based society? How can we ensure exercise of sustainable maintenance of law and order by security agencies for a safe society? This is our focus this afternoon on Panorama from the studios of NTA Maiduguri. I am Muhammad Ibrahim. President Muhammadu Buhari is urging leaders and members of the All Progressives Congress to assiduously channel their energies towards improving the fortunes of the governing party and strengthening its position of dominance in Nigeria's political space. This was while granting audience to APC leadership in the National Assembly, led by Senate President Ahmed Lawan. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has details.
This meeting with the APC leadership in the National Assembly is in furtherance of President Muhammadu Buhari's strategic engagement with critical stakeholders towards achieving a peaceful, rancor-free and successful March 26 National Convention, reminding his guests of the proximity of the election dates set by INEC. The president made a strong case for positions to be harmonized with a bigger picture of retaining power and sustaining the delivery of good governance.
As you all know, we cannot afford to do anything that will jeopardize the chances of the party in the 2023 general elections. We have an obligation to conduct the upcoming convention in a manner that not only fortifies the unity of our party, but also improves the prospects of our electoral fortunes. We have an important role to play in ensuring that this happens.
Already, a zoning template was produced and adopted by the party towards ensuring that the new leadership of the APC is reflective of the nation's diversity in unity, as well as a representative of the nation's dynamic interest. The president stressed the need for the template to be adhered to as a matter of necessity.
The time available to us is limited, and I therefore enjoin you to collaborate with the various stakeholders within and outside your respective states and zones to agree to work together and harmoniously in electing into the allotted positions appropriately as stipulated in the provided template. This will not only produce a smooth process and limit friction, but will enhance the image of the party positively and strengthen our overall position of dominance in the political space.
Senate President Ahmed Lawan and Speaker Femi Bajabiamila were full of appreciation to President Muhammadu Buhari for providing the desired leadership for the APC and Nigeria to not only overcome most of their challenges, but also remain united, focused, and indeed growing stronger.
This meeting with Mr. President has given us more energy. We believe that at least in our party, there is a president who will ensure that once there are disagreements, he is able to call everybody to order. We are committed to ensuring that this political party does not only have a successful convention, but a very successful, peaceful, and self-electioneering campaigns. And the general elections, by the grace of God, will see Nigerians voting once again for APC, because we have so far done so much in the areas that matter for the people of this country.
The whole idea is to encourage all stakeholders to unite, present a common front, and have a peaceful, rancor-free successful convention.
It will be recalled that President Muhammadu Buhari on Wednesday met with the APC governors and national chairmanship aspirants of the party towards ensuring that delegates go into the March 26 National Convention with a united front. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
A 10-year primary health care PHC guideline standards and regulatory framework to improve healthcare service delivery in Nigeria has been launched at a 2-day primary health care summit, which is underway in Abuja. Vice President Yemi Oshibanjo, who launched the document, says the federal government is prioritizing health security and making PHC fully functional in the spirit of achieving universal health coverage. Olusheye Adeagbo has details.
The World Health Organization considers primary health care as the most efficient and cost-effective approach to achieving universal health coverage. For some years now, however, this level of health care in Nigeria has not been operating as conceptualized.
Now is the time for us to treat our healthcare as the emergency that it is.
The federal government is coming up with a new approach that is expected to help in transforming primary healthcare service delivery in the country.
No matter how robust we want a health system to be, it can only be as strong as our primary health system. Because of the preventive focus of primary health care, any investment in healthcare is a wise investment in the social and economic well-being of society.
Revitalizing primary healthcare centers is central to this initiative and is key to Mr. President's health agenda.
This 2022 Primary Healthcare Summit, with the theme Reimagining PHC in Nigeria, has participants drawn from across the health sector, with administrators, development partners, as well as religious and traditional leaders pledging support.
And may He, Almighty Allah, give us the strength and the willpower to implement all what we have agreed to do here.
At the Nigerian Governors Forum, we remain committed to working with the Federal Ministry of Health, the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, and our partners to achieve our health goals.
It is a 2-day summit, and its target is to galvanize national and international stakeholders to invest and collaboratively implement a primary healthcare revitalization strategy for Nigeria. In Abuja, Olusheye Adeagbo, NTA News.
Meantime, the Minister of Works and Housing, Babajide Raji-Fashola, has assured Nigerians of the federal government's determination to deliver the construction of critical strategic infrastructure projects in Nigeria before the end of this year. The minister gave the assurance during the weekly State House media briefing organized by the Presidential Communications Team. State House correspondent Aliu Kabir reports.
The PIDF, conceived in 2018 by the President to accelerate the execution of critical and strategic infrastructural projects essential for rapid growth, 4 years running, has recorded significant successes through implementation. This briefing underscores the importance of the initiative to national projects driven by transparency and accountability. The 3 infrastructure projects under the PIDF include the construction and expansion of the Lagos-Shagamu-Ibadan dual carriage.
Lagos to Shagamu, JB, 43.6 kilometers is 134 billion, because what we're doing there is that we're expanding the existing route from 2 to 3 lanes on each carriageway. And we're also providing some other services, service lanes. Amount that has been certified is 83%, 57% completion. Just like the Abuja-Kaduna Highway, the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway also has at least 40,000 vehicles using it every day. So this is what we have to manage while we are constructing.
The second project is the associated infrastructure for the second Niger Bridge linking Anambra and Delta states with 49 meters.
The amount, 206 billion. The amount that has been certified to date is 160 billion. And the percentage level is 91%.
The rehabilitation of Abuja-Kaduna-Kano dual carriage, which is the third, the minister hinted, has 41 bridge components over 4 territories: FCT, Kaduna, Niger, and Kano states.
This is a 375-kilometer project. It's actually the biggest project in Nigeria. The cost is in the order of 700 billion.
The projects so far have generated thousands of direct and indirect jobs, with income trickling across board. In Abuja, Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
The volume of crude oil stolen in Nigeria on a daily basis from the operations of illegal crude oil refiners is not only depleting Nigeria's production capacity, but also have massive negative impact on the environment. Key players who decried the economic impact and environmental devastation say it cannot be allowed to continue. Lydia Sampson reports.
Crude oil theft is often considered a massive economic sabotage. And as you can see right beside me here, this massive waste in the middle of Iba community in Port Harcourt, where illegal refining of crude oil is taking place, but abandoned. Iba community is about an hour's drive from Port Harcourt. Ironically, it is notorious for crude oil theft, which key players say is the biggest challenge bedeviling the oil and gas industry. It is in the light of these that President Muhammadu Buhari had directed that it be tackled once and for all. The combined strategic approach by industry players with security operatives is expected to turn around the narrative.
We cannot allow this to continue. Something has to be done. Apart from the toll it's taking on the oil industry, the toll that it is also taking on our environment, the environment that is to sustain our people is too much. Government cannot bear it. So this problem must be brought to an end.
The Navy is doing enormous work. In the last 4 to 5 days, they have made several arrests. They are blocking all the estuaries. And as long as we are not able to move the vessels around the waters, it will get out of it.
Members of the armed forces are going to be ruthless with anyone that is found to have engaged in the malfeasance. But I can assure you that at the end of it all, there will be greater improvement in the entire space.
If any Nigerian wants to participate in upstream activities, they could come to the regulatory body and the activities will be guided by the existing regulation.
They are optimistic that the renewed onslaught will leave no stone unturned in taking the war to the doorsteps of illegal crude oil thieves and refineries. From Port Harcourt, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Take a break. The program continues shortly.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
Welcome back to Panorama. Continued advocacy as well as monitoring and evaluation of issues of societal concerns have been described as a right step towards the prevention of gender-based violence cases. This came up during a report validation meeting for Northeast Development Commission Gender-Based Violence Service Providers Assessment and Mapping, organized by Multi-Crisis Recovery Project held in Maiduguri. Abubakar Musa reports.
Gender-based violence is a societal problem with far-reaching effects on victims and their families, which is mostly not reported, as well as non-punitive measures taken against perpetrators. This report validation meeting, put together by Multi-Crisis Recovery Project MCRP in Borno, with series of presentations through the PowerPoint medium, is therefore aimed at minimizing as well as mitigating the potential risk of sexual exploitation and abuse, as well as other forms of gender-based violence that may arise during the implementation of the organization's core mandate. While describing the program as an opportunity to acquaint stakeholders on NEDC MCRP activities, in addition to discussing the importance of gender assessment and identification of other key drivers through national, states, and local government levels advocacy. Organizers as well as participants at the event say involvement of main actors is indispensable to ensure that the final report and recommendations are relevant to policymakers and key service providers.
What we hope to achieve in the long run is that these findings that have shown a lot of gaps in the GBV response mechanism for Borno State is taken up by the government of Borno State.
The event featured review of the report presented, assessment findings, sector-specific findings, cross-cutting results, capacity assessment of first responders, review of the referral map and directories, challenges and recommendations, as well as comments and feedbacks. In Maiduguri, Abubakar Musa, NTA News.
The percentage of youths engaged in crimes is high all over the world, with Borno State experiencing increase of crimes perpetrated mostly by youths owing to deteriorating family values, societal conditions, and insecurity, among other factors. To this end, the alarming rates of youth in criminal activities has continued to become a source of concern in Maiduguri. Maimuna Garba takes a look at the situation.
Studies have shown that youth resolve to crime largely because they are not able to handle the rigors of everyday life or because their environment are highly deviant from the social morals and values as society plays a vital role in shaping youth behavior.
Youth involvement in crime is a reflection of the larger society, a reflection of the economy, and then the structure of political class who see nothing right in good governance than stealing, extortion.
As unemployment is seen as the main cause of increased crime rate among youth, studies further indicate that about 60% of young criminals are unemployed, while some young people with means of livelihood have resorted to looting and stealing valuable items. A clear case is the menace constituted by some NAPEP operators in Maiduguri who dispossessed passengers of their valuables while on board tricycles. Rape, burglary, robbery, gangsterism, and prostitution, among other offenses, define the Borno State crime scene, with most perpetrators being youth. The police and other security operatives are not relenting in ensuring crime is being controlled as they intensify patrol in all the nooks and crannies of the metropolis to apprehend defaulters and bring sanity.
We're doing the much we can to see that the trend is lowered. The efforts we have been able to put in place is addressed through the justice system.
Experts suggested need for parents, political class, and institutions of learning, as well as other stakeholders, to intensify control on action of the youth.
Provide employment, provide care, provide infrastructure, and then, a very good mobilization network.
More awareness program, policies, and schemes need to be put in place to reduce youth involvement in crimes in the society. In Maiduguri, Maimuna Garba, NTA News.
Maintenance of law and order to secure lives and property are necessary ingredients for peace to thrive in any society. When the highly productive group in the society, the youth, are faced with growing cases of criminality, there comes the urgent need for all hands to be on deck to arrest the situation. So how can we check declining parental authority, negative influence of communication technology, collapse of discipline in schools, and moral decay in the societal life, especially in the post-insurgency recovery phase in Borno? With me to discuss this burning issue is a professor of sociology from the University of Maiduguri, Professor Musa Abdullahi. Sir, you're welcome to Panorama.
Thank you.
Moving on, sir, what do you think is responsible for the rising crime wave, especially among youths in our society?
Well, I think we have to face the reality. In this country, as citizens, we pay tax, states share process from natural resources, budgetary allocations are made year in, year out for the benefit of its own citizens. But what we see is just an executive arm looting, judiciary, extorting, legislative, robbing the citizens. And what you see from the youth group is a reflection. This is what we call symptoms of a failed state. It's the failure of the government, so we have to address that squarely. before we go down to the family, because family themselves, like the youth, they are victims of a failed state symptom where the federal, the legislative, the executive, who we consider the arms of government, supposed to provide the basic environment for citizens to operate freely and happily, is not there. It's just in paper. So because of that, families have limited resources to curtail that. But despite that, we know as the first agents, they have the responsibility of training, they have the responsibility of guiding, they have the responsibility of doing everything. But by the time you do that and they go out to the larger society and they face all these challenges, the social media, the political class that turn them into just dogs of carrying out their errands for them. And then our religious leaders that fail to teach and train and guide beyond looking for their material benefits. And then our traditional institutions, they themselves, they are just struggling to survive. So all these are reflection of what is happening, and then the youth now becomes a victim of this collective, problem arising from the federal government to leaders in the community, to traditional leaders, and then to our families. Our families, they are there, naturally they will do, but they have to face the economic reality, the poverty, the hardship. They have to go out, look for something to survive. And that's why the child is left without anybody to take care of, and then he grows under that influence, coupled with the current social media, where 80% of a youth time, he spends 80% of his time on social media. That's why we have influence of Yahoo. That's why we have influence all these ills that you're talking about.
Okay, so, Prof, what measures should be taken into consideration from the family, community, and government to check these crimes perpetrated by our
youth? I think first, government must live up its responsibility. They should stop looting. When they make budget allocation should be followed clearly so that, the citizens, they know that they have a government that is providing all the basic necessary materials, be it health, be it education, be it agri, or whatever structure that can make this youth very busy. Secondly, people should also understand that if the society collapse, it is the collapse of the family system.
Okay.
Because it means the family did not live up to its own responsibility as a family. They did not train, they did not guide, they don't do anything. Because what families do is to ensure that the person that they bring in is someone that can be given the responsibility to govern the society in the future. A symbol of hope, a symbol of strength, a symbol of unity, a symbol of beauty, a symbol that people can now emulate. That is what youth even stands for. It is not a sense of beauty, sense of direction, sense of strength, so that society will say, yes, in future we can do that. In literature, look at, if you know the story of Okonko, they say when a child washes his hand, he can equally dine with the kings. It means he has inculcated the values of his own community. He is always righteous, doing the right thing, and people depend on him. But that is in a natural environment. Today, we say our youth are engaged in robbery. All the ills that you mentioned, these are reflections, these are symptoms of a failed state that was, masterminded, contributed by the three arms of government. Because they are either busy looting, robbing, or extorting the very little resources that is meant for public, and thereby leaving everybody on its own.
Okay.
We have a problem.
Okay, what about the role of law enforcement agencies, the judiciary, and correctional institutions in curbing criminality?
Well, I told you, the law enforcement agencies, they are not different from what the federal government is doing. They are also busy distorting the very instrument given to them to maintain law and order. That's why I say the judiciary, they are also busy extorting. The high bidder gets on. And someone who has a clear case, they extort money and then they jail him. They contribute to the problems. And they don't understand. The military, the police also, their professional training requires that they should be able to maintain law and order, but they don't even understand. So they don't have the skill, they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the experience. And those that were given the opportunity to go and maintain that, they are busy trying to live up to the larger society where materialism is the order of the day.
All right. Prof, for pressure of time, we have to leave it here. Thank you for sharing your insights on Panorama.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Prof. Let's now join Clement Olorutoba for sports update.
The Super Eagles of Nigeria had a feel of the turf in the Babayara Stadium, Kumasi, as they get ready to battle host Ghana in the FIFA World Cup qualifier on Friday. The three-time African champions flee into Kumasi as they target all 3 points against Black Stars of Ghana. The West African rivalry clash is scheduled for 8 p.m. Friday at the 40,000 Babayara Stadium, Kumasi.
Yeah, I think we just have to try and keep ourselves calm, keep focused, not get carried away with all the stuff that's also being said, and the rivalry between Ghana and Nigeria is not something that we can let us get carried away with. So we just try and do our job, and we look forward to the first game in Kumasi.
Other matches scheduled for Friday include DR Congo will wait at home to receive Morocco. Algeria visit Cameroon. Mali and Tunisia will have a date. 2021 AFCON winner Senegal will have another final with Egypt. Meanwhile, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Sport Ismaila Abubakar has charged newly inaugurated board of the Badminton Federation of Nigeria to work in harmony with all stakeholders in the interest of the development of the game. Abubakar gave the charge while inaugurating the board of the federation's elections held at the Ministry of Youth and Sport, where immediate past President Francis Obi was re-elected unopposed for another 4 years tenure, as Mohamed Mena also won re-election as vice president.
As president, vice president, and members of the federation, the task of deepening the development of sports now rests on your shoulders.
For us, we are going to focus on the technical aspect and then grassroots development. We are taking badminton to schools.
And finally, British Emma Raducanu suffered another early exit as she was beaten by Katrina Sienakova in the second round of the Miami Open. Raducanu served for the match in the third set, but ultimately lost 3-6, 6-4, 7-5 to the erratic Czech. The 19-year-old 2021 US Open champion has won just 2 of her 7 matches this season. With sports updates, Clement Oloruntoba, NT News.
It's all on Panorama this afternoon from NTA Maiduguri. Remember to be a star by joining NTA to stand against rape and rapists. Have a good day.
Wannan labarin ma yana peji na 36.
Ita kuma babban labarin wannan jarida shine ainihin labarin da ake gaban jarida shine ta bayyana cewa
ọkwa ji ikenga eziokwu
nwanne m nwoke
Ikechukwu ndukwe Igbo
mam iji wee mee ka ụbọchị na-aga n'anya ya
nation fún ti òwúrọ̀ yìí ibẹ̀ náà ti sọ pé àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ ìpínlẹ̀ Benue pàṣẹ wípé.
ní gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀ka ní ẹ̀ka ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ní ẹ̀ka ètò ìlera ní ẹ̀ka ètò ààbò.
Everything is architected and designed by the Almighty. Someone who is a Christian is someone who lives a life of Jesus Christ. And the life of Jesus Christ is a life of sacrifice. Yes.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Sheer adventurism is driving me to go deep into the Onyama mine. It is the biggest coal mine in the whole of... Well, the coronation of the Leone is a watershed in the history of the river generally, and Ife in particular. That, because they have a leader now. That will... Simply put, Gura is a beautiful countryside with awesome landscapes. Differently will be done to the Nigerian textile industry, that our youth will be employed. Service in all their roadsides. We are taking a canoe tour of the communities on the banks of River Niger in Ketsu. It is another day in this part of Lagos. In Mokoko part of Lagos, hustle is the name of the business. And our destination is Makoko. Makoko is a Nyaba local council development area in Lagos Island. Lagos State is never short of beautiful places and unique environments. Even at that, Makoko is outstanding. Makoko is a waterfront community. This, however, didn't much say it. As much as we live a normal life on land, build houses, schools, streets are related in commerce and social events, so do the Makoko people, the Iwara waterfront community, do the same on water. No impediments, no complaints. It is a life normal and secure. On the day, we had to somehow kit ourselves against the weather and protect our equipment. It was our day one in Makoko. Well, it is a rainy day in Lagos, but our business is beyond the rainfall. We have a beautiful story to tell. Now, when you come to Lagos, or before you come to Lagos, you may have so many images, beautiful images of what Lagos is, a business hub, a large sprawling city with large population. But as a reporter, when I come to Lagos, I find that there is a little paradox, a paradox of beauty and then environmental challenges somewhere. So I am in Lagos, and I'm in one area, a location they call Makoko. It is an arrival and departure point. Life is busy here. As much as we watch airplanes take off and touch down at regular intervals in a busy airport, so do careless people at this area. These kids outside that ground. I crowd to talk to many of these preteen and teenage candidates of Makoko, but many are steeped in shyness. We commence our canoe movement to the interior of Makoko, and the transit is a road apart. Something about the water first. It emanates from Osha River, and it takes a seaward journey to the Atlantic through Makoko. At the Makoko side, the water is everything that needs. It stinks. Here is its entry point to Makoko, and throughout the community. The picture is like this. There is no tribals. Many people may conclude that we have obsession with the water. Far from it. Inside the water, I have no roots of the quinoa. In this particular moment, we were a crew of 6. 3 refused to join us in water. 1 had to reluctantly go with us after several appeals. Even so, he was nabbled throughout, and at every turn he screams. We made it eventually, but it took us the quickest time to finish a recording. Our starting point is incidentally the entry and exit point 2 from Makoko. The movement to the interior allows Makoko to fall into place. It is a lengthy canoe trip, passing under bridges and through households. In this rainy day, the traffic is heavy. Canoemen and their passengers rushing to escape the rains. The perspective is simple. Makoko is balanced on water top. Every house here is on water. The technology is ingenious. Planks raise the houses above water. They do not rust. They do not give in. By way of reinforcement, it follows likewise that the streets here are water, and every life activity in this place is on water. Makoko is a picture of community on water. The story of Makoko cannot be told educatively without an informed guide. With the ballet of the community, this demand is served. Ballet Francis Agoyon is instantly a friend and knowledgeable, a seminal chieftain who never allows a question to finish before he starts on. We were warmly received in his house and obliged to go with us around many interesting areas in Makoko. His house stands out, and on the edge of it are burnt pots made of clay. I wonder whether the people of Makoko make a life of poetry. We fish, we farm. We fish, we farm. Appropriately, our interaction with the Bale was on a canoe tour. One of the critical things about this place is that although they live on top of water, there is no water for them to drink. Bale felt it was a nice issue. Chief, I'm told that you live on top of water, yes, but you don't have a water to drink.
Thank you very much.
Okay, yes.
You have asked many questions, but you didn't touch water side. And you know, water is a source of life.
Exactly.
But, you know,
how do you drink your water? How do you bath?
There are some people among us that, you know, try to call those borehole diggers. They have their boreholes, which we drink, but the water supplied by the local government, some of them are on the land, are on the farmland. Okay. On the farmland. The Bella side, and the side, just 2.
Okay.
But those people, part of us, they are using it. But on water here, is those people who have borehole.
So you build a borehole on this place?
Yes.
Well, the interesting story Valley is telling me that.
I can show some borehole now.
Obviously, that's
water.
That what he's telling me is that people inside this water you can build a borehole.
Borehole, very sweet water, very potable. drinkable water.
Is it not affected by the date of this water?
Oh, no, at all, not at all. We can try it now. We go there. I say, just bring water. I put it, you will see.
You will see a place where...
And the wise people have come to see and say, what, this water, they have some very, very...
So we will see a borehole now?
Oh, we see a borehole.
And the water?
And the water.
And it is enough for the communities? Or?
Very, very, very enough, but we buy it.
Okay, you buy.
We buy it.
But you mean every community here has a borehole water?
Borehole water, yes.
Where is
I will show you.
Okay, exactly. Curiosity drove us to the boreholes. Along the way, our boat almost capsized. As expected, a member of my crew was on edge.
Don't shake at all.
Eventually, we maneuvered to one of the community boreholes. Okay. Now, I have to come to this place, despite the danger that is involved in coming to this place. Because this community don't have water, despite that they are on water. So, but the miracle of this place, if I might say it's a miracle, is that they can dig a borehole in this water. And the borehole, they say, it do have a tasty water to drink. There are over 4 boreholes here, which supplies water to the communities. This is one of it, obviously. But you say the water is good.
Very good. You want to test it?
No, it's not possible.
Very good water.
Very good. So that is just it. So now this problem is about solved. Because this community, there is no place where you can see a tap and the water is so dirty, I'm afraid for their lives, although the Bible said that there is no fear. But
there's no fear.
There is no fear.
There's no fear.
But then they do have a borehole. And
there's people, women, children, on water waiting for those people who want to fish it. To come and sell fish for them. You see them now?
Okay, no, they are healthy. So this is the borehole. We also ran into an actuality of a large vessel loading water from one of the boreholes to the high seas. Bali was animated. Now, this is a situation where people are coming from long distances to fetch water from the boreholes at the Makoko.
Yes,
Oga, where are you taking this into?
First in the sea.
Oh, you are taking it to the sea?
Yes.
For drinking?
For drinking.
Okay, even for people or for other things like that?
I told you.
Okay, you say you are taking it to the high sea?
Yes, to the high sea.
Okay, what are you doing with it, sir? What are you doing with it?
Drinking. I told you.
Okay. Having resolved the drinking water issue with the people of this floating city, we continued our township tour of the place with the ballet. A floating city ballet.
Yes.
Obviously, how do you manage life like this? I've never seen a place like this.
Happy to be on water. Very happy to be on water. Yes.
How many communities do you have in this place?
We have 11 communities. Makoko has ballet 5, Okwabon 3, Sogoro 3. That is 11. 5 in Makoko, 3 in Okwabon, and 3 in Sogoro. That's the 11 communities combined. And that is the name Makoko Iwaya Waterfront Communities.
Okay.
Under Yaba Local Council Development Area.
Okay. Look, but everything about this place is water. But the water is dirty.
It's not dirty. You think it's dirty, but it's not dirty. And if at all it is dirty, it is caused by those on land. Because you might have,
Okay, go ahead.
See the carnival. All those big carnival. They pour things in it. When it rains, everything
is coming to the water.
I'm telling you the reality.
Doesn't it affect your health?
It's not at all. It is not at all. Because we don't bath with this water. Okay. We only paddle canoe on it. We are floating movement. We are floating with no but we don't drink it. But we go and fish. We kill fish inside it.
Okay, you kill fish inside.
Yes.
You fish in this. You fish in this water.
No, we can't fish here anymore because we have building houses here. This is the community. When we want to fish, we go to communal water. Yeah.
Okay, there is a communal water.
Beside the third mainland bridge, after the third mainland bridge, up, and then we go to sea.
The people of Mokoko are fishermen, all right. There are many images of not actual fishing per se, but of women waiting patiently for the fishermen to come back from the high seas so as to buy from them. These are some of the images of these waiting women. had in mind to actually capture a day in the life of one or two of the households, but the downpour of the day played a part in aborting that. However, households like this thrive in fish smoking. They are fish captured in the high sea and bought by the woman. All along the city are vendors peddling their items of trade across various parts of the town. Sellers of preferred food are particularly mobile. I'm in particular captured by this Akara seller. She had her cooking oil, fire, frying sauce all in a canoe. As she paddles across Makoko to connect with her buyers. I am one buyer who is also a fan. One of the you may not understand the depths of the the life in this place unless you have seen a woman like this woman. This is a business woman. She's doing her, is it akara or pancake, right? In her boat. Right in the boat, you can see there is her fare, there is her oil. This is where she gets everything. And she's moving around selling and she's doing business. In fact, I'm going to buy some now. Madam, give me 10 naira. How much is each one? 10 naira, give me for 100 naira.
No, the hot one.
So, okay, I will pay. So, madam, tell me, is it the way you do your... Ask her, is it the way she has been doing her business all along? And where is it? Yes. Talk now, speak in Yoruba, let me hear you. So, and you move around, where does she go to do?
She go around there. She don't go to anywhere, just few finish.
So, you see?
Yes, and I'm flying on the boat. They just fire there.
What is this?
This is a field corn. And what I mean,
can I see it? Can I see it?
Very beautiful.
Yeah. Let me see. It is easy to conclude that in context of their environment, the people of Mokoko don't keep livestock. The truth, however, is they do. They keep sheep, goats, and pigs. Dogs are a common sight as well. They are kept in places above the elevation, which means you have to look under. But looking under the houses is trying in somebody's patience. It is a picture of filth. It is amazing to know that by the confession of the people of Makoko, despite the nature of their environment, they never have cases of epidemic.
It cannot affect our health because God knows we are waterbound.
But what is your secret? Huh? What is your secret that you cannot have disease?
Well, which is secret? Which secret? Let me tell you one thing. White men, they have their own climate. Their own climate is different from ours. But though, they stay with us here. When you come, you stay for some time. That one, you come to, this thing. We are black.
How many people how many households, how many people, estimated number of people around?
Thank you very much. We have about 234 houses in 2012. In 2012, 234,000 houses from Makoko, Iwaya Waterfront community. The way we live is a very, very...
But is it the way it is both during the dry season and the rainy season?
No, rainy season is different from dry season.
Okay, there will be no water along this place.
If it is dry season, the tides come accordingly from time to time. But as it's rainy season now, if it is raining, water can come up. When rain stops, if I want to, okay, where it comes from now, you can see the tide. Imagine, I am here, you see the power.
So you are not affected, your houses?
Nothing. Okay, since you came, I thank God that you came when it is ready. Did you hear anybody crying?
Okay, and there is no... Well, maybe sometimes when the wind ties, maybe they can rise to come into to go into people's houses.
No, not at all. Even on land, we had incident 2011 that rain, something happened. No, it doesn't happen to us. It doesn't.
It doesn't. You know, God knows how He created
human being.
Yes, now. Yes, now. We visited a floating community health center, and the in charge corroborated the attestation of the barley.
But the problem we commonly counter with is the malaria and typhoid. Okay, malaria and typhoid is a major sickness that we normally have in here. If you see I do my data and all those things, when I'm doing my masters in this normally we do. Okay, normally have. Thank God that he has to know that he's reducing now. Okay, he's reducing now. Before 2014, what we have is greatest one. We have much malaria. But the help of those NGOs and those people that normally come to us to assist us, they give us mosquito nets, they give us malaria. You can see.
No, it's okay. Obviously, yes. So now it is reduced. It's reduced. What do you think? What do you think has been the main issue? It has to do with the environment and other things like that.
The environment, if you can see that the environment contributed a lot of something.
Yeah. There are no traffic at this clinic. There is at this moment though a rush to save a baby with a 3+ malaria. Moving along, we saw multiple floating schools. The pupils of this community primary school are on break. They are quick to retreat back to classes when they saw us focus camera on them. We move on. We also anchored at another floating school, albeit evacuated.
What's happening? So this is the floating school?
Floating school.
Okay.
This is a floating school in Makoko. The school, like the houses in these places, they are built on top of water. Under them are pillars which has elevated it. But then it's a floating school. And actually when it rains or when there is a heavy breeze, the school moves on its structures. So maybe that is why most of the students that are in this place have been taken or relocated to a school inside. This is the place where they can do most of the physical exercises and other school extracurricular activities. This little place is enough for them. If they want to play football, if they want to dance, if they want to sing, anything they wanted to do, this is the place for them.
Because we are on water, if we can get our schools enough here, our children will school here and they will be safer. Okay. Because at times, if our children want to go to school or want to come back, Okada, motor, they don't know how to cross.
There will be accident. Okay, because they are water people, so they are not used to the laws on the land. Okay. We were lucky to also run into this kindergarten. The fascinating thing here is not actually the age category of the pupils, but the lesson they are taught. All the teachers understand no English, but French, and it is actually French that is being taught here. Interesting, if you will ask me.
I see. Debo. I see.
Well, this is a French class going on in this school in Makoko. You will find that Makoko has not so much space with which it can accommodate large classes, but it has this small one, which is very beautiful. This is like a kindergarten. Here is their teacher. Obviously, sir, good morning, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
You are teaching this children French?
Yeah.
Okay, it's part of the curriculum. Tell me about it.
Okay. Now French I understand.
Okay, it's French you understand. Yeah. Okay. Going through all these places and taking note of the environmental nature of this place, I asked Bali whether they are happy living here. His answer is on the affirmative.
So the way we live is a very, very.
But is it the way it is both during the dry season and the rainy season?
No, rainy season is different from dry season.
Okay, there will be no water along this place when
if it is dry season, the tides come accordingly from time to time. But as it's rainy season now, if it is raining, water can come up. When rain stops, if I want to, okay, where it comes from now, you can see the tide. Imagine, I am now. You see the power.
So you are not affected. Your houses.
Nothing. Okay. Since you came, I thank God that you came. Yes. When it is ready, did you hear anybody crying?
Eventually, we come to a place where the perspectives are good, where you can look at Lagos mainland bridge at it move around beautifully, and you can see the waterfront here, where various activities are going on. People who are trying to fix outboard engines, and people who are waiting for people coming from the high sea so that they could buy fish, and a lot of activities really taking on place here. Along with the waterfront are various occupational groups, mechanics of outboard engines, makers of canoe, fish sellers, and fishermen making the run to sea and out of it. It is a busy life out here. One bit of information. The people of Mokoko are not strictly speaking Yoruba. They are Egum, a language distinct from Yoruba, but they do understand Yoruba.
I speak Yoruba.
But it's your language, Yoruba.
My language is Ebu, but we can speak both. Okay. That is why you can hear they call Aweris, Agbo, Edimafo. They are all also Ebu.
As we make out to go back to the safety of land communities, the Bali, colorful as ever, performed one last act of hospitality. He sent us up with a bottle of Oguguru and a prayer for safety. Going back, we saw superstores high up on water. We saw households measure up with life challenges. In our homeward movement, I wondered how these people answered the call of nature and what their waste disposal system is. The question was in my mind, but I declined to add the Bali. We retreated our steps passing through bridges and the canoe parks eventually. Still wondering in my mind, is Mokoko real?
There is a lot of fake news and report circulating, especially on social